chapter. We're now going to talk about additive color. So additive color, we're going to talk about RGB color. This is the most common color coordinate system and color space that we're going to use in computer graphics. So you've all been using it already. You've been setting colors of points using RGB values. So it's what our display uses, and it's one of the fundamental ways that we do this in graphics. You're going to see that there's more color coordinate systems and you can transform back and forth, but we're going to start with RGB. So red, green, and blue. If we add blue and green together, this color is called cyan. If we add green and red, this is yellow. And if we add red and blue, we get a color here called magenta. And adding all three, we get white. So this is what we've seen already, and you've already had some chance to play around with in your color sliders in your paint program. So this is, in fact, what is going on your display screens. So here's an iPhone and here's a Samsung, and they choose different pixel patterns in terms of in terms of the way they lay out the pixels. But similar to the eye, we see that it's not really, I can't really get a yellow pixel. There's no such thing. You know, let's take the iPhone because it's easier to see. This is one pixel, a red, green, blue bundle. And if we turn on just the red and green, that's going to be perceived as yellow. Why don't we see red, green, and like black if we have this blue spot missing? Because it's all too small. It's below the resolution of our eye, so it just kind of all blurs together. If you had higher resolution eyes, you would see this. So as long as we make the pixels small enough, it's okay to lay things out next to each other. So this is similar to what your eye's doing. It's laying out the color and basically saying, well, we don't have to care about the super high resolution stuff. So here's the three colors in a CRT. So these are the old, the old big block TVs that you might have seen, or CRTs. We'll talk more about these when we talk about displays. But here's the spectral output curves. And here's an LCD with spectral output curves. And the main thing that I want you to notice is they don't look the same, right? They both have red, green, blue. But this has nice, smooth green and blue and double spikes in the red. And this has got more spiky feel to the three color primaries. So what does this mean? Even though we treat it as red, green, blue for each of the colors, the actual spectral output is not matched across the different displays. We talked about linear supposition, right? So we have some blue and we have some green and we have some red. What your eye gets is somehow this whole spectrum mixed together because those neighboring pixels are too small. So these things all mix together in a region on the back of your eye. Okay, so what is RGB as a space? It's often drawn as a cube. So I've given just 3 different pictures to try to help. I think this one's the easiest one to explain. If everything is 0, 0, red, green, blue, or all zeros were on black, they're all 255. In your program, these were normalized. So you used 1 as the value. So 1, 1, 1 would take you to white, right? If I have just red and green, I'm on yellow. If I have red, green, blue, if I just have blue, I'm on blue. Red and blue is magenta. So this is often visualized as a cube. So I think this space is relatively intuitive, and you've been using it.